Welcome, Internet, to the PixelPlay Podcast, your weekly gaming podcast for gamers by gamers. I am one of your co-hosts, Kaylan, aka Catastrophe, joined as always by my co-hosts, Adam at CS Radical, and Chris, back from vacation at Gin and Chris. This week's episode, we figured we could talk about the closures, the cancellations, the whole video game industry on fire, but that's not fun. That's a bit of a downer, and we want to bring some positivity. So Adam has created a little game for us this week. Adam, do we have a name for this, or are we just going to call it...
Do you even Metacritic?
There we go. Do you even Metacritic? So Adam has a fun little game for us this week where we're going to be going through and just... Chris and I are going to be kind of guessing to see who can guess the scores better, read the analysis, or who has the faster internet speed. So with that, we're going to get into it. But first, Chris, you're back from vacation. Did you get a chance to play any video games while you were gone?
I actually did. I brought my Switch for the plane ride and was able to play a bit there. And as soon as I got home, I had some games I wanted to play, so I played a bit over the weekend. On the plane, I brought my Switch, the most convenient console to just take on a plane.
The official console of flying.
It's the official console of flying, brought to you by Air Canada for sure. But when I was playing, I was like, all right, I'm not buying a game because it's the Switch, and I've got 6 games on there, my backlog, yada yada yada.
Oh wow, 6 is let's read the draw the line on the Switch.
That's because I don't want any more added to the backlog. I don't care where it is.
I mean, that's 5 more than me.
And that's true. That's true. So I had purchased at some point Xenoblade Chronicles because Nintendo first-party games like very rarely go on sale. And I remember it being like 33% off and thinking I'd won the lottery. So I probably picked that up like a year ago or 6 months ago. And it was just, you know what, this is the game I'm going to play. I'm going to get into this JRPG styles. Let's do it. And I actually really like it. It's very different as a JRPG. It's much more action-focused. Similar to maybe Final Fantasy 16 and the new Final Fantasy 7s and stuff like that, in a sense, very actiony. But the one real difference between it and these action-heavy JRPGs is it's one of those auto attack ones. You're selecting your special moves when they become ready, and you have them all over your screen, so you're kind of scrolling through them. But your character, you can move them, and they'll auto attack every couple of seconds. So you're more just kind of navigating them around until one of your special moves is ready, and they each kind of do different debuffs, like they'll cause an enemy to topple over or get dazed or whatever it may be. So there's a strategy more in that. It feels more like you're just moving the characters
an MMO
around.
At that point.
It feels very MMO, very Final Fantasy 12. I'd probably give that the closest
like with extra
thing.
commands.
Yeah. And which kind of makes sense because this was originally a Wii game. I don't remember what edition it is, but basically they re-released it on Switch and remastered it so that it didn't look like an actual Wii game. I've seen the comparisons. It looks really good. It looks great. It runs great. It feels like it's running at like I don't know, it could be 30 FPS, but it really does actually feel like higher than that, like a 60 or something like that. Again, it is an older game, so maybe they're able to getting it to run. But yeah, it's a pretty good game. It's long. I'm on chapter 5, and that was after like 10 hours because it was kind of like 5 hours in the airport and plane ride there and 5 hours coming back. But yeah, it's going to take a long time, but I'm liking the characters. It's extremely JRPG, especially like late 2000s JRPG. So there is a lot of cliches. You get to change your characters right away, and the guys have like all the outfits you can choose are like, oh, here's this armor, here's this, and then every girl like instantly they're in a bikini, and I was like, oh, cool, that was easy. Like, just here we go. Yeah. So
what you're saying is Kaylan really isn't going to like this game.
I don't think Kaylan, you would like this game. I think just the voice acting and the story and the cliches and all of the JRPG-ness is turned up to 11 in this game.
Oh,
it is a lot. So yeah, the enemies are called the Mechons, and the amount of times you hear people, because all the voice actors are British, because apparently everybody who lives in this world comes from a British descent. So hearing the word Mechon in a British accent every 3 seconds is just this entire game. You hear it so often that I hear it in my sleep. I can't lay there without hearing a British person saying Mechon to me, which is very interesting. But I did get to play that. I played a little bit of Final Fantasy VII when I got back. I don't have too much to say about that yet. But there is
Save
one
it for the
other
side
game.
quest.
We're saving it for the side quests. But I will say that I was playing them using the new Pulse Elite headset, and
Ooh.
that thing is insane. Holy crap. It is so good. It is so comfortable. I had the 3D Pulse, and it always hurt my head because I wear glasses. And they are very tight, I found. And there was like no maneuverability with the actual ear cups and stuff. These Pulse Elites are like almost fragile feeling. They're strong, they're good. I don't think they actually break, but they're so maneuverable and in a different shape and everything that it almost is like, wow, this feels like I could just break it, but it's just that it's that adjustable that it just slides onto your head like butter. With glasses, I've used like probably them for 5 hours in a row with Final Fantasy VII, and like I forgot they were there. They also allow you to connect to multiple dongles, so I've got one in my Switch dock and one in my PS5. I just have to tap a button, and now I'm using a different console with the same headset without having to get up, grab the dongle, pull it out of the USB port, find another one, move it over. So that's really, really cool. And it
Wait,
is.
Does it come with multiple dongles?
No, it comes with one dongle, and then
Mhm.
extra dongles are like $25 or something like that.
Okay.
So it works with the Switch, with PC, Mac, and the PS5. The only thing it doesn't work on basically is the Xbox because they use their own different wireless technology. And it's simultaneous Bluetooth, so you have your phone and that dongle connected at all times. So I've had it where I've been playing with friends, and then got a phone call, and I answered it, and I was gaming still. I muted my Discord chat I was on on the PS5, but I was just in my phone call like that. You could listen to a podcast, music, I don't know, go trophy hunting like I do, where I quickly watch a YouTube video and just listen to the video to tell how to unlock a trophy. Very, very, very cool headset. And like, if I would have given the 3D Pulse, it was my least favorite headset, the 3D Pulses. I probably would have given it like a 6 out of 10. These have now become my favorite headset, which is a 10 out of 10 for me. Like, the only downside with them is there's like no bass for music. That's the only thing, because they're these planar magnetic drivers or something like that. It's for like crisp, clear, true sound. So extra boomy bass is not what true, clear sound really has. So I've got the bass turned up. In music, it's like, wow, this sounds bad. In games, insane. Like, it just sounds so good. And I'm hearing stuff in games I did not know was there until now. It's just slight sounds that you get picked up, and you're like, oh, wow, that character's like right behind me to the right, aren't they? And then you turn and they're right there. Very, very cool.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You got me now looking at them on Amazon.
Yeah. Highly suggest. Highly. Unless you want to listen to hip hop on your PS5. Don't do it. No music at all if you want any bass. Do not do it.
Fair enough. Adam, what about you? What have you been keeping busy with this week?
Oh, nothing at all. I haven't been playing 30 hours worth of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth or anything, nothing special.
I didn't think that was your style game.
No, it really wasn't for me. I haven't gotten addicted to it and have been going out of my way to try to complete as much as possible in that. But hey, that sounds like a first impression side quest we're going to do in a minute. But that's a later problem. So instead, what I'm going to do is briefly, I'm going to finally like put a nail in the coffin. Not like I'm done playing it, but saying like I'm now ready to give like a proper review of Helldivers. Because now that I've unlocked basically everything, I've done as much as there's going to be to do until they start adding new content. So we're now in the waiting for DLC range, and it sounds like we might be getting mechs soon, but we haven't gotten an official date. There was a weapons and accessories or backpack like a leak that's come out of like a couple of things which look cool, but that is probably a few more weeks at least from now to see how that goes. But for the time being, like, and it's no surprise to me, this is my first 6 out of 6 game for the year. It's definitely going to be in the running for the time being for being my game of the year that came out in 2024. But Final Fantasy VII is doing a very good job early on of trying to put itself into that list, and we still have another 10 months to go, so there's plenty of time. But unsurprisingly, the first time in a long time that I've actually genuinely enjoyed playing a multiplayer game consistently to the point that I'm okay with putting multiple days in, whereas like Chris and I in our group, we played Lethal Company like once a week. And that was cool. Like, it's nice to come back to that every once in a while. Helldivers is a game that if I see people on and I'm not doing anything, I'll just be like, yeah, I can put up 2 hours of that. No problem. Fuck it, I'm in. And even though I've unlocked mostly everything, it's still fun. And that's the biggest key. That was my one concern as I was starting to level up, being like, okay, well, once I get the stuff I want, is it going to be all that interesting? And then you just play on level 6 or 7 difficulty and you go, never mind, I'm still nowhere near that good. Doesn't matter what the hell I've unlocked at this point. So, you know, we're still going to have some sort of an experience through that. I've still yet to try 8 or 9. So, you know, that's definitely where the interest is coming in. But playing 7 alone is already nuts. I don't know how the hell I'm going to be able to handle 8 or 9 even with a good team. But you know, that sounds like something later to do still, especially once I get all of you friggin' leveled up more, because you guys all need railguns and the other shit first. Because I would not take anybody without at least level 15 and having a good choice of equipment and stratagems to do anything more than 5. 6 might be stretching it. There's no way you're getting put into 7 and up until you're at least 20 and have at least a good selection of stuff for different situations. Otherwise, you're going to be dead a lot.
Yeah, I went. Oh, go ahead, Kaylan.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say I've played at level 6, difficulty 6, whatever it's called, with some friends who are like level 29 and ridiculous stuff, and I'm a level 11. I died every 14
You're a
seconds.
meat shield at that point.
I was not even a meat shield. I saw creatures I'd never seen before. Oh my God. At one point, I literally did a precision strike on myself. I was like, screw it. Like, they're coming for me. I'm going out in a blaze of glory. Like, just.
How was your first Bile Titan?
Terrifying. I'd never seen one before, and it showed up, and I was like, what is this? I just started screaming. And the new headset has a great microphone, so everybody was really upset at me.
I actually, so speaking of, like, I met up with a couple guys who were in like the high 20s, low 30s, and they brought me along on a suicide mission, which is like a 13, 14 era. And like, yeah, they were just carrying me for the whole thing. We got through it, like the 3 of us, and it was blast. The rewards were huge, but yeah, I'm like, what the hell is this? This is a whole other game.
Well, and there's also some things too to consider. Like, I think now that, you know, I've had the time to play it, a lot of people that I see when they do play, especially people that are coming into the game, you can tell what they've been playing before because they're not playing the way Helldivers is kind of like leading you to go in. Because a lot of people play this game like it's, you know, a Destiny or any sort of multiplayer shooter where you just, oh, I got to kill whatever's in front of me. Helldivers, you really should, like, especially when you're in the higher difficulties, you should not be firing your weapon too often. You should be getting the objectives done and trying to avoid large-scale fights as much as possible, because as soon as the breaches for bugs or as soon as the drop shit start coming down for robots, you're going to lose. Because in those later difficulties, you can't beat numbers. Like, you don't have 10 nukes that you can call at any time. You have 1, and they take a while to reload. So that's usually there to get the hell out of the situation you're in and beeline the fuck out of it. Whereas a lot of people think, oh, they're thinking like Call of Duty kill streaks. Oh, I got to kill like 30 things here. But kills don't give you anything. Like, that's the part that I think a lot of people don't realize, is that the kills are meaningless. They're just numbers on a scoreboard at the end. They don't give you XP. They don't give you any sort of leveling up. The leveling up is just based on what you complete objective-wise. The only killing per se is if your mission is to kill something or if it's to take down nests, in which case you're going to have to do some killing to get that done, more often than not. But like, the game doesn't care if you kill 50 things or 500 things. It don't matter. What matters is how much you did. And on top of that, people also seem to think that, you know, you have to complete everything. That's not always the case. I mean, you're going to get more XP if the more and more you do. But at the same time, you also have to remember that the longer in the mission you are, the more the game ramps it up. If anybody's wondering why extracts in the last 5 minutes are so insanely ridiculous, it's because you're in the last 5 minutes of the mission, so the game is throwing everything it has at you at it. Whereas if you extract within half of the mission's time, it's not going to be nearly as crazy. So it's really that like risk reward. It's like, hey, if you want to get as much XP as possible, you're going to have a bad time towards the end, Or if you just want to get in and get out, it's a much easier mission that way. So it is kind of like that. If you're going to go for everything, be ready for it's that risk reward system to it. So, and what I've enjoyed about the game the most is slowly learning how to be the most effective. And that doesn't mean the optimal build, guys. You've picked what's good for you. I'm so tired of seeing all these YouTube videos like, this is the optimal stratagem build for you. I'm like, nothing is. There are a couple ones like Kaylan and I, when we did our best stratagems last week, like there are some you should lean towards and some you should probably not take. But realistically, either when it's weapon-wise or whether it's stratagem-wise, whatever is most effective in your hands is what's more important because you need to get things done as soon as possible. The only thing I would say as a guarantee is if you have somebody with a stamina booster that increases the amount of stamina you have, or you have the one where if you go into like foliage or areas that slow you down, you still go the same speed. Always take those because it's going to make your movement and your retreating so much easier, because it's not that easy to when you're having to stop to reload your stamina every couple of seconds. Whereas if you can just bolt for a while, you'll be fine. You'll be able to get out of like a really bad situation unless you're on the robots and just 100 of them happen to be on the map sniping you, in which case, oops, sorry about your damn luck. But like, I think that's been the greatest thing about this game is that, you know, every time you start to figure it out, you learn something else, and I keep like changing how I am. Like I thought I was going to be a railgun all the time. I almost never use the railgun now because so many people already do. So I found other things that work for me that makes me effective. Whereas if somebody else is taking that role of being the guy who takes down the big shit with the railgun.
Did you say that there's a booster that makes you not slow down in foliage?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just learned that. That's amazing. Where is that? How do I get it?
I believe it's page 6 or 7.
So far. Okay.
Yeah, you got a ways to go on that one. I still haven't unlocked that one yet. I just got the stamina one recently, so
stupid level 11.
I mean, I probably would have it right now, but because the game was kind enough to give me premium currency for free, I was just like, screw it. I guess I'll buy the premium pass. Side note, I really wanted to buy the premium edition just because at that point I'm like, I should support these guys and give them a bunch of stuff. And then I realized that I can't buy the other bonus stuff separately. So the only way to get all the bonus stuff would also be to buy the package that includes the premium pass that I already have. So I'm like, shit. So I'm waiting for, I guess, when I can buy some premium currency and I'll tip them that way. But I'm like, I can't justify buying this edition, the Super Citizen edition, if the main feature of it is already in my hands now. So it kind of defeats the purpose, which in a way, again, what a glowing review of a live service game to be like, hey, I was going to tip them, but they gave me the biggest thing for free. So I don't really feel justifying in paying that money anymore.
Oh, such a good game.
Yeah, that goes with me. Like I've just been playing that Helldivers like consistently, and then just still dipping my toes in Super Mario Wonder. That game is, also incredible.
Oh yeah,
really liking that one. I got nothing new to report on those, but yeah, super good. I think I'm getting close to the tail end of Super Mario Wonder. So yeah, just still burning through that one.
What world?
It really frustrates me that it didn't click with me, and I still can't explain why. I think it's just maybe platformers just aren't as interesting to me anymore. Maybe it's just a different like evolution of what I'm playing right now, in the same way of like for a while multiplayer shooters weren't doing it for me, and now Helldivers has kind of changed that, so who knows. But I mean, it could just be a thing too of like I played Mario Wonder and said, where is my weird JRPG bullshit where I get to go defeat God, but in the meantime go play Rocket League with my doggo?
You're defeating God. His name's Bowser, and he took over the Flower Kingdom. And then you're a plumber.
Let's be honest. If Bowser's a god, he's very much like, I don't even know what you would consider like the lowest tier of gods, but he's not very high up there.
I mean, it's very JRPG when you think of it's a plumber in a mushroom world rescuing a princess from a dinosaur, and like it's Yakuza. This is just Yakuza.
You're right. Yeah, I was about to say you're right. This is more like a Yakuza storyline now than anything else.
Kaylan, what world are you in?
I am in, I don't know what the number is, but I'm in the one where you're like in the mines.
Oh, good one.
Yeah, it's a good one.
That's a good one.
I'm really enjoying it.
I think that's like the 6th world.
Yeah, I've got like 2 more of like the like chomping plants to erase before I can get into Bowser's Castle. So
yes,
on the tail end.
Nice, yeah. That's a good one. I really liked that world. The worlds are so interesting, and like, I mean, it's weird because one of them's the grass field world, one's like the sky kind of
it's
world,
all the tropes.
one's the ice. world, one's the sand world. Like it's the same thing, and yet somehow it feels still so fresh and good. Like it's I don't know.
So far, the sand world is my favorite one so far.
I like the sand one too.
There's like a
that
lot
was
of
a really
secrets
cool
and stuff,
map.
which is cool to do.
Yeah, secrets on the world map and stuff. Oh, so good.
Honestly, I think this is one of, if not the best Super Mario game.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, 100%.
This is right up there with
Like,
Super
I
Mario
honestly
World.
believe that if I played this when I was playing Super Mario World when I was a kid, I'd adore this game. It just seems like it's not clicking with current day Adam than it used to. But like on the same topic, I know we weren't going to go in depth of it, but I did like the story, and I see everybody freaking about Yuzu getting shut down by Nintendo, the emulator for Switch, and I laughed because I saw people being like, "Oh my god, like this is bullshit! Like how could they take it down?" I'm like, guys, they had a Patreon. You're not supposed to be able to profit off of this in any way, so you kind of shot yourself in the foot on that one. And also, I've seen people also be like, "Well, like what are we gonna do now, guys?" Emulation is always a thing. Somebody else always figures it out. I mean, we are in the day and age where now like piracy is becoming a thing again in full because now streaming services are really starting to piss people off. So like, if you think that just because Nintendo's doing a bit of a sweep that all of a sudden no one's ever going to emulate Switch ever again, I think you underestimate what pirates do, or you must be new, because every time something gets shut down, it's like Hydra, 3 more take its place.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, Nintendo's lawyers saw that Patreon thing and they went, aha, finally, one we can sue. And they went
because
out.
Yuzu's been around for a long time. Like, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Like, people who probably saw that story were like, oh, this must be some new project. They've been doing this for basically as long as the Switch has been around. So,
Yeah.
So the fact that it took basically, I mean, let's be honest, we also figure that because they're doing Switch 2, that this is why they're also doing it, because they know that they don't want to have like their next big console immediately being emulated. But you know, it is what
on
it
a
is.
Steam Deck,
right?
Yeah.
On a better portable hardware.
Yeah, just the already Switch 2 that everybody already owns.
And the Steam Deck's probably still going to be better than the Switch 2, maybe. That's honestly going to be the interesting thing. As another side note, I can't wait to put the Steam Deck, like the original Steam Deck's specs, right up against the Switch 2's and actually see if the Switch 2 even passes that. Because I'm not sure. I figure it should, and just barely, but it also could just barely not make the Steam Deck either.
It won't. It won't.
I don't know. Like the Steam Deck is slightly underpowered compared to
like
say,
I'm talking
the
like the base, like the
ROG
cheapest one you could get, where it didn't even have like a proper SSD.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because the ROG Ally and stuff is obviously the more powerful stuff, but those are like $800 or $900. Nintendo's not going to put out an $800 or $900 system. Nintendo makes its money off parents or grandparents who buy a Switch for their grandkid or kid for Christmas. And if it's
they
not
make their money off of
$350,
suckering every person to paying no less than $50 for Zelda still. So
100%. But yeah, like if they make it too expensive, parents aren't going to buy it. And no parents walking in to GameStop going, hey, is this 60 FPS or what? Like they don't know what the heck that is. They're like, does it have Mario? Is this a Mario machine? Yes. Okay, we'll buy this. And
they still call it a Nintendo, and it's been like this for 30 years.
Oh, my parents still call it a Nintendo. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, it's probably more like 40 now. That's how old we're getting, guys.
It is 40. Yep. It's coming up on, oh my gosh, like next year?
No.
What year it came out? The NES?
It came out 88.
Original NES.
NES was like 85.
First released in Japan in 1983, and for us, 1985. So it will be 40 years old next year. For at least us. It's already 40.
I'm going to go cry into my Switch Online service. Bye.
Speaking of guessing, Adam, you got a little game for us this week. I'll pass it off to you to kind of explain the rules in the game.
Can I do one more thing? I just wanted to get one more thing off my chest. Can I just say that Star Wars, how come you guys keep getting games canceled?
Because there's so many Star Wars games already, I guess.
It used to be that there weren't that many, and yet you still get them canceled all the time. It's like, holy shit, guys. And they're always the good ones. Why is it never the ones that we don't want? Why is Battlefront actually, never mind. I guess Battlefront is technically canceled now because they don't want to do another one. But like, man, 1313. I've heard that Knights of the Old Republic remake is technically not dead, to which I go, it's dead. Like, I'll be shocked if it ever sees the light of day. And now this Respawn, I think it was going to be a Mandalorian game. And it's like, holy shit. Why? Well, it's like the best ideas with Star Wars. They're always the ones that get shot down. Why?
There was a Boba Fett game back in the day that was shut down.
I think
Was
that
there?
was 13. Oh, maybe,
Oh,
maybe that
13.
wasn't 13.
Or was that?
No,
I don't
13
know.
Bounty Hunter. Yeah, I remember there was like an M-rated potentially Boba Fett game, I think, as well.
Yeah, there was like
Well, there was a
footage that
bounty-
came
there
out
was-
last year or something, or the year before.
That was
And it
Star
was
Wars
like a game that was
13.
canceled. Oh, that was
Maybe
13,
it was 13.
That was
13.
13.
Who knows? They all blend
13 had you
together
playing
after
as
a
a
while,
bounty
right?
hunter. But there was a Boba Fett game called, or it was Jango Fett called Bounty Hunters.
Mm.
Oh, it was Django Fett. That's why. Cancel that one.
Yeah.
No one cares about Django.
Yeah, I saw that news of Respawn being like, good lord, Star Wars can't just catch a break for its good ideas. It's always got to be the same like 3 things. It's space combat, army combat, and if you're lucky, Jedi combat, third person, and that's literally all we get now. So, cool, I guess. Or I guess you can play the mobile, give us your money games, but those don't count.
No.
But speaking of counting, that's the best segue I can get back into things. So
I had
we're
a
gonna
layup for you.
do do you even Metacritic? That's what I called it. I didn't. You
Yes.
put me on the spot. That's the best I could do. So we because we thought about a while with like all these other little games that we've been playing. Like obviously we're guessing this year's games in terms of Metacritic score. But I thought, hey,
And who's winning? Who's winning? Recognize.
probably. I think it's safe to say probably you. I don't even think it's close
Oh,
right
it's
now.
me.
I haven't
I don't wanna
checked
talk about
recently, but I'm pretty sure if it's much like how it's been, you already have a pretty sizable lead that I don't know. We're gonna have to make some pretty heavy comeback in the second half. I'm gonna have to be really aggressive on the second half of things to try to get back because it's not going well.
I don't want to talk about it. Yeah.
We don't have to because we're talking about other games. We're gonna do older games now. So you guys, I want to decide though. So the way that we're gonna do is I'm gonna give you a random game. And then you're going to guess what the Metacritic score is. But how do we want to do that? Do we want to just whoever's closest gets a point? Or do we want to do it that how many ever you're off gets added to your score? And it's like whoever has the least amount of points by the end is the winner.
Ooh. I'd say how many points were off, but I know there's going to be one where it's like a 61, and I'm like, that's a 98. And then I'm just going to, like, there's going to be no coming back.
Yeah, I
from
feel like
that
for the sake
one
of
guess.
having like keeping it close, I think it should be one like whoever's closest without going over. Price is
Okay,
right
good, because that
rules.
means I don't have to do
without
math as
going
much
over.
either.
Okay, without going over. Got to play it a little more safe. I like it.
Well, I mean, we can keep going over if you want. I just was using like the Price is Right, like whoever's closest.
Do we do Price is Right rules? I say no. I say no. To
I'd say Price is Right.
rules.
Price is Right more fun because then you allows for the $1 bids.
Oh, a 1 on Metacritic.
All right, fine. Only out of respect for Bob Barker, I'll do it.
Okay,
Rest in peace to the great.
get your pet spayed.
Yeah,
neutered.
best
I don't know.
golfer
I'm
ever.
assuming he's dead, right?
Yeah, he passed away.
Okay, cool.
Or he's listening to this
anyways.
podcast. Like, what the?
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
he's
Bob
gonna punch the
Barker's one
shit
of
out
our
of you
listeners.
after this.
Price is
Bob Barker,
right.
you can reach out to us at linktr.w/pixelplaypodcast. Reach out to us, Bob.
He got
We're happy
so
to have you on
he
the
got so
podcast.
scared of the potential of Bob Barker grabbing him by the collar and punching the shit out of him like he's Adam Sandler that he couldn't even remember how to say the Linktree properly.
Oh,
All right, well, I figured because it's funny to start with this because the JRPG king here, and also because I guess Rebirth is a popular one. Why don't we just start right away with the game that came before it? So here's Final Fantasy VII Remake. Those of you
Ooh.
on the video side of things, ignore the fact that there's a SideQuest logo in the bottom left. This is just what I had built initially for other ideas, so ignore that. If you're on the audio part, you didn't hear anything. It's fine.
We'll edit that out in post.
I'm not
edit that
editing
out in
shit.
post, too.
That's work. You kidding me? That's too much work. I'm the one that's got to deal with this. I'm not going back and listening to all this again. But alas,
Well,
Final Fantasy VII Remake. And I'm going to be going specifically off of a console because I know sometimes other consoles have their own thing. Also, so,
Will you tell us which
it's
console
not
you're
always,
going
it's
at?
not
Like,
always going to be the same because some scores are going to be different based on it. But specifically, we're looking at a Final Fantasy VII Remake on the PlayStation 4. I don't know if it'll really matter for the most part. I guess in some cases they might, because maybe like a PC version might have been, less reviewed because it might have been broken in some cases. But in
And are
most
we looking
cases,
at the
it probably.
overall score, user score, or review score?
Oh no, this is like the Metacritic score, not like user score.
Okay.
Just the number out of 100 that we're used to seeing.
Okay.
Chris, you want to go first or second on this one?
I'll go second.
Okay.
Remember, yeah, I was gonna say might as well go. Kaylan starts, and then we'll alternate every round. So yeah, remember, without going over, what was the Metacritic
That's the
rating?
scary part.
I'll say 92.
92. I'm gonna go 87.
Okay.
Actual score? Oh, well done,
87
sir.
on the dot.
Oh, that's it. That's a victory, gentlemen. All right, that's has been the Pixel Play Podcast. Thank you.
Chris.
Oh,
on
the PS4
board
version.
with
That's
the
why
first
that's gonna be
point.
awesome.
Cool. That's never happening again. If anybody's wondering,
Now,
if that's gonna happen.
ironically, Kaylan, Rebirth is currently at a 92, which makes it even funnier that you guys technically have guessed the current Metacritic scores of both games.
Oh, gosh, this is my one and only victory tonight.
All right, and I show Chris an idea that I had at the start when we were testing, so I'm gonna do this one next because it's really funny. So, Kaylan, you're not gonna start on this. I'm gonna make Chris pick first, but it's gonna agonize you if you get this one wrong. So bear with me while I switch over our source back. Here you go. Let's do a Splinter Cell Chaos Theory.
Okay, me going first.
I'm just gonna pull up. So this is
I
going.
don't
to
even
be
remember
the
which console
This
this
is going to
one
be
was
the
on.
Xbox version.
The original Xbox?
Original Xbox version.
God, I didn't even know this game was that old. All right,
March
here we
28th, 2005.
go. Cool. Was Metacritic around back then?
I mean, I have a rating for it. I did actually do some looking. There's a point around the N64 era where it stops. So, like, there were some things I could find for N64 and others I couldn't. So, like, I really wanted to pull, like, Super Nintendo and such, but there's nothing, which is a real shame because it would have been fun to go real far back.
I'm going with 76.
I'll give it an 80. And I think it's higher than that.
Y'all going with 80 and 76.
Is this like
Kaylan.
a 50?
Kaylan.
What?
How dare you insult one of your favorite
90?
series?
Nope. I knew it was higher. I was just playing it safe. I didn't have to get the score. I just had to beat Chris. Game is
Holy
a
crap.
masterpiece.
Remember when I said I didn't want to do it where how far off you are is how many points you get taken away or whatever?
See, I'm glad now because the amount of math I'd be having to do, that sounds like way too much work. So you know what? I shouldn't have even offered that as a chance in the first place. You guys should have done that to make me do more work.
I remember playing this too.
I played it on the PC and it looks so good. The water effects, like when you're out in the rain in the middle of the jungle, so good. All right, let's keep going.
94.
Yep. Getting our next image up.
Well deserved.
Since I was
better than
talking
Final
about-
Fantasy, just for the record.
Yeah, but they're still making games. Splinter Cell.
Ratings were also the other thing you got to keep in mind with the older games is ratings were different. I found you saw way more 9s and 10s back in the day. Because I remember going through like PlayStation Magazine all the time and like Persona 3 got a 9.5 and I was like, oh, I have to play this game. Guilty Gear X2 got a 9 and I was like, damn, I got to play these. Turns out they were great games for me, but there's a lot of people that play both Persona and Guilty Gear and went, this is not for me. How is this a 9? And then you remember,
released this a full game. There was no bugs. They just released it.
Back.
It worked.
Well, that's not true. There were definitely a lot of bugs. Go look at what speedrunners do with a lot of games. A lot of old games. Good lord.
I tried to find those. I couldn't find them.
But anyways, moving on. Since I mentioned one of these earlier, let's do Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic.
Oh. Okay,
Which
this
console?
is Kaylan. You're first.
Working on that right now. I assume it's going to be Xbox because I don't know if it might have got released elsewhere, but it was originally released on the Xbox.
It was on
I think
PC
that was
as
an
well.
Xbox and PC.
Yeah, this
release.
one was a Xbox original, 2003.
Let's say 87.
Oh, I'm gonna go 88, Bob. One above.
You son of a bitch.
94.
Ah!
Price is Right rules, baby.
Yeah, man. I'm still bummed that didn't get that's not getting. Well, maybe it still does come out this remake, but like, man, it's even at the point that I don't even trust if it ends up being a decent product at this point, just because of how like tumultuous it's been.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna come out. Like, I don't think it's gonna come out, and I don't know if it should, because it was a great game at the time. But either you remake the game a la Final Fantasy, and it's totally different from what it was before, or two, you're gonna release something that is very outdated and is not fun to play.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they'd have to definitely change it up, modernize it.
Yeah, because the controls weren't even like it wasn't turn based, and it was kind of turn based, but it wasn't, kind of thing. Like,
yeah.
Ah, shit.
67.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I had the wrong window up.
Or was it right? It's to throw us off. He's gonna say a different
I'll just
Resident
change
Evil.
which one it was, and then that way you won't be able to figure it out. Ah, what are you gonna do there?
$1.
All right, fine. I mean, imagine if I pull something that actually had like a 1 on it.
That would be Superman 64. I don't know what else.
I'm curious. When we're done this, let's search. What is the lowest rated game on Metacritic?
That's a good question. We'll do that later. Next one. Well, since you got tipped on 6, which by the way, 67 was actually generous in my opinion. 6 is really bad.
I've heard it's
Resident
very
Evil
bad.
6 is terrible. But what about Resident Evil 5? Because we still got to go with games that weren't exactly held in high regard. I was trying to go for a really bad one. So I figure, okay, well, Resident Evil 5 was like a mixed bag with people. I know now a lot of people more just make jokes because they just see Chris punching a boulder into a volcano pit so that way he can beat Albert Wesker, which is, Yakuza like blushes at that idea.
Chris, you're first this time.
I'm first. All right, we had 67 was the thing for Resident Evil 6. I'm going to flip that, make it 76 for 5. Because I know it's a bit better. But not like...
But how much better?
Enough to get to a 76.
I'd say it's 1 point better. 78.
Imagine if you went 2, because you went 2 over, that it was actually 77 and you priced yourself out. But no, you're fine.
Hey.
83? What?
I saw that and went, that's generous as well.
People liked Final Fantasy V until it kind of got like, it didn't age well.
Final Fantasy V.
Political, whatever.
See,
Resident Evil
he really
5.
does want to play Final Fantasy so bad.
So bad. He needs it. It's the boulder punch. It was a 76, but that boulder punch made it an 83. I get it now. It makes sense.
What can I do to really make some fun with this? I know. I think I've got one.
Oh, I don't like it. I don't like when Adam gets excited for something.
I didn't get where's my score? I didn't get my score update.
Sorry, I'm trying to do like 3 things at once.
I call shenanigans. I want to speak to the commissioner.
I am the commissioner.
I got a word to pick with you.
Wow. Good thing I'm not listening. And since I'm not listening, I can throw one more thing at you that you don't care too much for. So let's go with Kingdom Hearts now.
Oh my god.
Chain of Memories, the Game Boy Advance
Specifically
one?
the Game Boy Advance one.
How am I supposed to know this? How is Kaylan supposed to know this? I have like
That's
an
the
advantage,
best part
but
is,
I
now you know, now you don't know
game.
anything. And I'm going to even throw a wedge in there. I'm even going to throw it even worse on you guys. I'm not even doing the Game Boy Advance version one. I'm doing the re-release on PS2.
What? I didn't even know it was re-released on PS2. I thought, like, is this one of those 1.5
I played it.
HD super remix? Oh, God.
You played it? Okay, I have a question. Adam, did you like it?
I can't answer that question.
Yeah. Yeah. He's just...
Also, it's Kingdom Hearts. Yes, I did like it. But also, the way that a lot of people review Kingdom Hearts games don't necessarily take my word for it. Because a lot of people took Kingdom Hearts 3 and went, this story makes no sense. To which I went, yeah, that's Kingdom Hearts. It's never made sense.
Oh, crap, it's mine. I'm going to go 76.
Okay.
I'm going 80.
Should have gone with the $1.
Damn.
Oh. Wait, were we both over?
Yeah, we're both over.
No points.
Why is it
Now,
reviewed so low? It's a
Didn't
Kingdom Hearts
somebody
game.
say 76?
That was Kaylan. That was the
Guess
Game
what
Boy
it would have been
Advance
if I
one.
picked the Game Boy Advance version.
I see how I got confused. I was thinking of,
you
the
got
Game
so
Boy one.
confused. Yeah,
That's what I was thinking. I couldn't keep. They got distracted. They're both
Yeah,
like,
Kaylan was perfectly thinking, oh yeah, I know which one it is. It's the PlayStation 2
It's
one's
the
clearly
conversion of the
76.
PlayStation to it's all that.
Fuck this Metacritic. What the
All
hell?
right, so
It's that
now.
game. What are you complaining about?
Oh wait, so it's Chris's turn. Okay, so after this one where Chris starts. Oh wait,
Chris
Kaylan
started
just
on the-
went. I start.
yes,
this one, yeah.
this is technically round 6.
No one.
Also,
cut
bear
it.
with me. I slipped and hit a speaker button. Okay, there we go. All right, so let me grab one more random one here. What could be an interesting?
Oh, is this the
one?
final one? Is this Showdown one?
Oh no, we're not even close to Showdown yet.
Okay, cool.
All right, we're gonna throw a real fun one at you guys.
It's gonna be another Kingdom
No
Hearts.
no one's gonna know the answer. Okay. Try guessing how good a Madden game does.
Oh. Oh no. Because
You go first.
but the games are
So
crap.
I'm doing
But so many people
Madden
love it.
20, and this is going to be the PS4 version.
What a good
Oh,
vintage.
that makes a big difference. God.
If I
It's
check
during
all
the
versions,
pandemic.
it actually does.
Oh, it came out just before
Between
the pandemic.
Xbox, PlayStation 4, and PC, there's a 7-point difference between the worst and best version.
Oh God. Well, it's okay. PC is gonna be bad, I assume, because it's EA. And this is the PlayStation 4
Who plays
version.
Madden on the PC?
Desperate people, Kaylan. Desperate people.
I mean, wait, Chris,
Um,
did you play when you were playing it through Game Pass? Did you play it on PC or on Xbox?
Oh, on the Xbox. And that was
Okay.
Madden 21. So I don't even know how good this one was compared.
Yeah,
Did I
because
play
that
this
really
same
would have
game
helped
with
your
an
answer.
updated roster? Did I, I don't know. It had a really good career mode. Great story. Snoop Dogg appeared in it. Oh God. I got it 75. Like I have to just assume it's a 75. That's it.
Okay.
I'm going to $1 this one.
Should have just gone one above.
Oh,
Oh,
I'm such a Madden fan. Look at that answer. I was like, what would people say if it was fine? 75.
So
That
it
would have been a
currently
75.
Kaylan 2, Chris 3. We are going to do 2 more full sets of each you starting, and then we're going to go to our final round where you can wager what you want, because I got to make it fun that way.
What do you mean wager points? We
Yeah,
can
it's
wager
like
we're
Jeopardy.
final
points and lose it
Jeopardying
like
this
Jeopardy?
bitch.
We're
We're,
like
we're
just
already doing Price is Right
smorgasbording
rules.
all the
We
game
might as well do
shows.
some. We might as well take another game show and use its rules.
I'd like to buy a vowel.
We're getting sued so hard.
Yeah, why? Oh,
'Cause I said
right.
so.
Kaylan,
think
give
you
me
made
a
comments
console.
Atari 9600.
Okay, something like N64 and up, please.
Nintendo DS.
Nintendo DS. All right.
Oh, Atari. God. Metacritic back there from all 10 people that had access to some sort of rating system.
Okay, specifically not the trilogy, but the original Phoenix Wright.
Ugh.
So
I'm going
bear with
first?
me-
Yeah, it's
bear
you,
with me
Caleb.
as I go. Excuse me as I go pull it up here. This was harder than I thought it was going to be to find the right one. I should have thought about this ahead of time. Crap, would it? You know what? I really put myself in a bad spot here. What is the name of the first Phoenix Wright game?
You could have just told me it's Ace Attorney. Phoenix Wright goes to court, and I'd be like, cool.
Same.
look,
I
if-
don't know the difference.
Phoenix Wright goes to traffic like court.
Okay, so it is just called Ace Attorney. Okay, good to know. There's a lot of them, and they all have like very similar titles. So I'm like, shit, this could backfire on me.
Phoenix Wright.
Okay,
takes
now
the
we're
bar,
good. So yeah,
whatever.
this is 2005 on the DS.
I'm gonna go 83.
Oh, I'm gonna go 85. I'm gonna go a little higher even.
Memorable series started off okay, but not that okay.
Oh.
No one wins.
Damn. Well, at least Chris doesn't win either.
And that's all that matters.
It had
was
2
close.
screens.
All right, Chris, give me a console.
N64. You mentioned N64, and I don't think we've done an N64 game.
Okay. First thing I got to make sure, because it's N64, I even have to make sure that the here, I should probably put the screen back over. I don't think it's gonna show. It's gonna show like Smash Brothers thumbnails right now because I haven't opened it yet. But don't worry about that. I need to double check what works before I give you guys numbers again by accident.
67.
That can't be right. There's no way that's. We're gonna do this. We're gonna have to brute force this. I don't trust that rating. Let me go search up N64 specifically, and what's some of the best games on there. Well,
I fell off of Smash Bros.
The fact that Super Smash Bros. Isn't showing up right away, you know what? I'm gonna take its word for it. I'm still not gonna use it because I don't agree with it, but apparently Metacritic was showing it as 79, and I'm like, that can't be right.
It's lower than expected.
I mean,
so
the first Smash, so you gotta remember what that was, right?
Yeah.
I like that Smash.
Yeah,
game.
it just seems kind of shocking to me that it did that. That apparently did, because you would have figured that got just an incredible score like all the rest of them did, but
yeah.
Do you remember how amazing that commercial was for the first Super Smash Bros. Game?
That was not very Nintendo. That was people in suits beating the crap out of each other.
Right? Like
that was TV at its
Mario
finest.
has Donkey Kong in a full chokehold.
We're gonna do Conker's Bad Fur Day instead.
Oh. Ooh. Ooh, whose turn? Who goes first?
You go first this time.
Oh,
yeah, that's you on this one, Chris.
Oh, okay. It's a very funny game. Doesn't make it a good game. What would people rate this? I am going to give this the Smash Brothers seal of approval 79.
I will give it an 82.
Y'all being mean. It's way better than that.
What? I know I'm off, but I don't care. I'll still take the point.
Tied up at 3. We got one more full round left before we go to our final round.
Freaking Conker.
So I am now going to throw in.
You ever play that game, Chris?
Conker's Bad Fur Day?
Yeah.
Yes. But I didn't own it. I think I played it at a friend's house back in the day when that was the thing.
I wasn't allowed to play that game as a kid.
I was in university when this came out.
No, you
I was
weren't.
I was graduating high school, heading to university. No, 2002. I went to university in 2002. Oh yeah.
What?
Yeah, man, being 40 is an age. Me and the NES, we kind of hung out as kids. Like, I mean, on its release day. It was like, hey, I was just born. Yeah, me too.
All right.
Well, I'm starting to make you feel old.
Have fun if you. I think we might have actually mentioned it at one point what it was, because we talked about this at one point on a previous show. Can y'all remember how bad Lord of the Rings Gollum was on Metacritic?
Oh, that's a good one, because that's recent and I don't remember. Oh, Kaylan, this is on you, man.
Last year was panned as the worst game of 2023. How bad was it? And remember, if you go over, and it's tied, so this point
I'm
might
gonna go
mean
30.
a lot.
30.
Oh, 30. Oh, you son of a... If I $1 that,
I'm just doing. I was going to no matter what he said. So.
Oh, but
actually, that's a lie. If you had said anything more than 50, I would have been like, oh.
Am I over or under, Chris? Over or under?
Oh, you picked such a good number. Why couldn't have you picked 1 so I could have said 2?
Because that's what I would have done.
Because he knows how the Price is Right works.
Damn it, 30. Okay. It's an over/under. Oh, I can't believe I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go 31. I'm gonna assume it's higher.
Yeah, because at
not
that
lower.
point you're going either 1 or 31 at that point.
You're
Yeah, I'm
the
either
odds,
going
yeah.
like 1 or 31. Like that's the
Now,
only
I mean,
two options.
granted, you don't necessarily like. We could also not be dicks and either do 1 or 30 or like one above the other every time, which you guys haven't been. You're being gentlemen about it, so I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
this is
We
gold.
both cut each other down a little bit here and there, but yeah, we're trying for the most
but this
part.
is also like you don't know how bad it is. It could actually be way
Yeah.
worse than that. So going
I think Chris has it.
yeah, because you never
Oh.
know. Like potentially saying
I think
even 35 might be bad, right?
I think 34 is where, like, 34 is my actual. I'm just trying to hedge my bets, but I'm saying 30.
Oh, yeah, I'm going over.
Well,
But,
either way,
I'm
Kaylan,
worried.
you still would have lost.
Oh,
33. Holy crap, that 31 guess. Kaylan, you had to pick
33.
30, man. It was terrifying. Oh,
So last
Oh.
one before we go to the final round. So let me think. What's okay?
that means enough people played this to rate it.
What is the most wild?
some people just
game
like
I
a
can
train
think
wreck.
of?
Some people just like to watch something burn.
I do.
I'm trying to think of something like completely. Well, I kind of already did the wild card with Madden, where it's like, that could be anywhere in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's something recent that I could throw in there? All right, let's do this. Because this is where we get into the do the people rate it for art or do they rate it for the game? So here's Death Stranding.
Oh, that's a good one too. Oh, I gotta go
Let
first,
me go
don't I?
pick the console version I want here. So
I think people like it.
I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with specifically the director's cut that came out, and it's gonna be the PC version.
Oh, PC version.
Actually,
Ooh.
well, hang on. Is the page gonna be nice to me here? No, it's not. Okay, screw it. It's PS5 version. Joke's on you. It's
PS5.
the same as PC anyway. I was just doing that for fun.
Chris, I'm gonna throw another challenge before we get to the lightning round. I think you and I should just throw a challenge at each other, and like we each pick a game that we haven't figured out, and we'll throw one in.
I was
each.
just gonna say, like, what I was gonna
Ooh.
do for the final round is the person picks the game for the other. They have to guess, and then the person guessing has to wager how much they're gonna do.
Oh, I like that. Okay.
I go first on. Oh no, you go first on this one.
Yeah,
I go
Chris goes
first on this one. I'm going 84.
I'll do.
Okay.
I was gonna say 88, so I'll stick with 88. This is like gonna be like a 92 thing.
Remember what I said about being gentlemanly?
Yeah,
You shouldn't have.
85. Ah,
Oh, I said 84. Yes.
Yep. So
I'm
Chris
alive.
is going to be up by 2
I
going
live.
into this. Now,
oh, you just wait
normally
till
with
what I have for you.
normally with Final Jeopardy rules, you don't tell your bid beforehand. But in the interest of if Kaylan just decide, or Chris decides he's only going to do one, then Kaylan has to do whatever. So you guys have to say what your bids are going to be beforehand, so that way it's planned. But since Chris, you're in the lead, you have to say it first. Because obviously, if Kaylan says 2, then you can just go, okay, 0, and just be a dick.
No, yeah.
We can also just hold up our fingers if you want to do it at the same time.
Okay. So in 3, 2, 1, shoot. Okay. So if Chris gets it right, he wins no matter what.
And I have to get it right.
Yeah, and Kaylan has to get it right. Okay,
That's why I did
so
Are we picking? Do we get to pick the game for each other?
yeah, might as well because it's going to be more interesting if we start with Kaylan, because if Kaylan gets it right, that puts Chris on the ropes.
But if I get it wrong, then Chris automatically wins. I think Chris should go first because then we can decide. Then I can try and compete.
That's
That
true.
doesn't matter.
You know what? You're right. Okay, so Kaylan,
I
tell me
haven't
what
looked at
game
the score,
Chris
so we
is-
could actually both. Yeah, go.
Kaylan, tell me what game Chris is going to have to figure out.
The PlayStation 3 Classic Lair.
Oh God. Oh,
That's a game that I barely remembered.
Yeah, like I forgot about that until this very moment.
Ignore the poorly zoomed in shot. That's the best thing I could find.
Yeah, the duels like Shock 3 like mobile like
Rig.
what is it? Yeah, good luck.
Okay, God.
Okay, so PS3 game. Oh, actually,
We have to
how do we
talk
want to
about
do
this
this?
too.
Because obviously, if, we're never going to guess it right. Like, what's our metric for this? Do we want to do it based on like
This one should
do
be
we have to get
closest
within a
with
certain
closest.
amount?
Closest?
I think this one should be close. This is where we go for like
Yeah, not the $1.
Okay.
'Cause we're not competing against each other, so the $1 thing becomes useless.
yeah.
Yeah, closest. This is just closest. I like it.
So realistically, it's whoever gets closest is going to win anyway.
And are we doing that? We can go over on this or no?
I would say
I would say
in
yes.
this case.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
Closest you can go over, but again, it'll be how close.
Given that you gave him the most random fucking game too.
Oh,
He's
I'm
winning.
gonna
He
think
can
of-
deal with it.
When I'm done giving my perfect score on this, I am absolutely gonna find some bonkers ass game. Holy shit!
I'm
In
gonna
my
see
head.
what fun I could do here. Okay, you know what? Even for fun, I'm gonna give you one really good rating on Metacritic and one really bad rating, just to really add to it, just for fun.
Like the words, the actual words of it.
Yeah. I'm gonna give
God.
you one of the really good ones and one of the really bad ones. So for Lair, this one got a review of 90 and says Lair is a roaring triumph of a game that's blasted onto the PS3 to show us all just what this hardware is capable of. And then another one gave it a score of, I'm just trying to find one of the lowest ones I can find here. I shouldn't say, well, I can't say it's the lowest because there's 55 reviews and I'm stopping at the page where it only gives me like 7 or 8. So don't take this as being the lowest one. It's just the lowest one I have currently. 40 is the rating I have here, and saying, despite such audiovisual wizardry, all the technical sheen the PlayStation 3 can muster doesn't mask a dud game, and as a result, Lair is a little more than verisimilitude. That is a word I have never seen before. Jesus Christ. Okay, we need to
somewhere
pause
between
so I can
40
look up
and
this
90.
word. What fucking...
No, that's not even the lowest. He
What?
just said this is the lowest he was willing to look.
That's the lowest I was willing to look before opening 55 reviews in total.
Fuck you, Lair. Fuck you. You stupid.
Verisimilitude. The appearance of being true or real. Jesus Christ, video gamer. Could you have at least tried to use a word that people actually use instead of Webstering that shit? What the fuck?
Okay.
That was the word of the day in their word calendar when they read the review.
Yeah, Sesame Street ain't giving you that one.
All right. I don't think it's as low as a 40, and I definitely don't think it's as high as a 90. That's
That's
know.
intentionally why I'm giving you the best and worst. So it really throws everything off.
All right. I'm gonna go with a. Ooh, I'm torn between two
ignore that.
numbers. They're kind of close. 67.
Okay. I'm not going to say what that is, though, because now Kaylan has to do his, because we got to keep the drama going.
All right. What the fuck can I throw at Kaylan
So,
now?
Chris,
It is fucking time.
What are you throwing on him?
Hmm.
If you got some random indie friggin' PC game that he's not going to have a clue about, now's the time.
No, I don't.
Oh, I mean, come on.
No.
You threw Lair at him.
He knew what I was talking about. It's not my problem. It's a crapshoot of what it's going for. But he knows goddamn well what Lair is.
Oh shit. Oh, I want to go
agony
so
right
deep.
now.
I had one, and I'm like, no, fuck that. Kaylan's getting something else. All right, let me go into my mind palace, and I'm going to find something so
I had
obscure.
another one lined up for you too. Then Lair came up, and I'm like, I'm going with that route. I'll tell you what it is after.
Because that's
right,
the problem,
Kaylan.
right? Like, you don't want to think of something that might be too obviously good that you just basically guess like 85 and you've probably got there. But you also don't want to go something that's so like well known that you probably just guess somewhere in the 70s either. Like, that's the challenge too. That's why I was like, I'm totally making you pick something now, because now you got to be careful.
All right, Kaylan, we're gonna go with a Square Enix title. The PS2 possibly launch title, The Bouncer.
The Bouncer.
Ooh,
I don't even know what
like
this
that.
game
Classic.
is.
Final Fantasy style game,
Oh dear God.
The Bouncer. PS2, I think it was a release title, or it was very close to.
Yeah,
the
it was.
initial
I'm
release.
pretty sure no, I don't think it was a launch title, but it was very much in the first like 12 months.
Yeah.
It was Square's first game on the console.
Square Enix Final Fantasy. You can see it in the hair.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so
You can cut your finger on that hair.
A positive review I have here gave it a 90 as well. Brings more
Okay.
than just fierce punches and kicks. It features an engaging story and plenty of gameplay modes that offer a high replay value. Hands down, this is one of the best PS2 games, which is an interesting thing to say given that this is so early in the PS2's life cycle.
They had no idea what was coming.
Here's the thing. I think like that review is actually like relatively spot on. I like the Bouncer a lot. I think it's a really good game, and it's like a hit or miss too with people. That's what I think this is a great pick too, because reviews you have no way of telling where it's gonna go. And then one of the worst ones I can find here. Oh boy, there's a lot of mixture here. Okay, well, have fun with this one, Kaylan. I have another 40. That's what I was trying to find, is find like another 40 to kind of balance it. This one says, one hell of a disappointment and one of the worst experiences I've ever had to endure on my shiny DVD playing black box. What a great summary.
I'm going to go.
So remember, you have
77
to
on
be
this.
better than 14. Or, what was this? Oh, shit. Never mind. I kind of gave stuff away. Shit.
I'm gonna go 77. That was I said it before you answered. I'll say 77.
Yeah, you said yeah.
Okay.
14.
So let's start
off,
with
like
I guess I can
Start with
kind of give
Chris.
away what happened with Chris's, because I did kind of slip.
I'm 14 off, but I don't know if I'm higher or lower.
Oh,
Oh, but the 90. Someone gave it that beautiful 90.
There's always one. So that leaves, as I transition back, or if I click the button right, there we go. I change screens here. So, like I said, Kaylan has to do better than 14 points off. So you guess 77.
77.
So you need anywhere between, let's do quick math, 88 and, or no, 80, oh no, 77. You need anywhere between 90 and
91.
We're going the
63.
other way around. We're going 63. Okay.
Ah, he's gonna be in there. Damn me.
I
Damn
don't
you,
know.
Blair.
Chris, you and me collectively, we know the Bouncer got poor reviews, right?
I don't actually remember. That's what
I don't know
Okay,
shit about
I
this. Like
do.
I just
I do. I'm one of the very few people that love this game. A lot of people fucking hated it. But how much did they hate it, Kaylan? Let's find out.
Come on, 30.
come on,
No, it'll-
show me.
Only 11 points off of hating it out of
Ah.
66.
No, I was defeated by the bouncer yet again.
So, tallying up those,
The bouncer
Kaylan gets
says you're
2
not
added,
allowed to enter. Get
Chris
out of here.
I'm
loses
down to
2
3.
points.
Oh,
And we finish with Kaylan victorious. Almost like
You-
he's trying to play this like it's this year's Metacritic game where he's already winning, because he can't, of course, he can't win anymore. Never mind, he has to win again.
in bouncer.
By a score of 6 to
believed in you.
3, Kaylan takes the crown. Kaylan,
There.
floor is yours. Take your winner's circle. Go and gloat.
I really want to thank the developers for making a mediocre game that. Chris
Oh god,
does
the internet
nothing.
hated that.
Yeah, I don't know what happened, but awful.
Y'all just both went hard on me. Hang on one second.
Yeah.
I can hear you
Take a-
guys.
Look,
Hello?
the game went so poorly that now Discord's like, I don't want to deal with this anymore.
I feel like we're inside layer of the bouncer.
It's the copyright strike coming to us.
Yeah, it's Nintendo doing this. I think, you know what? Because we're having these issues right now and I don't feel like having to edit all this through, I'm just going to end this here for our safety, and we'll just assume that you were just an unreasonable person and a really, really sore winner as we close this off. Because I don't know why
accurate.
Discord literally is suddenly deciding that it doesn't want to be nice anymore. Like, literally, as soon as I transitioned back to our main thing, it just went, nope. Oh, at least Chris is moving again. Okay.
I'm back.
Hang on.
Okay,
Try one more. We might be okay again.
I'm good. Hey, am I here? Hello.
Okay.
Yep. This
Audio's
is the
coming through
last
fine.
time we filmed this in the Yuzu app. I don't. This is.
That's really weird. We like I'm gonna keep all of this because it's funny that way. But like, man, like we just had like a minute out of nowhere of just really bad Discord. Now it's fine, just because that's how tech works sometimes. So okay, fine. Kaylan, you get your 15 seconds of gloating.
Yeah. I just want to say a quick thank you to the developers of Lair for making a mediocre game that Chris knows nothing about. And I also want to say, if you're gonna take a shot at the JRPG King, you better not miss, Chris.
Oh, the it's a freaking brawler game. It's not even a JRPG.
Kaylan just walked up to you and said, "Keep my JRPG's name out of your fucking mouth."
That's it.
Congrats.
All right, Kaylan. Well, since you're able to speak again with clarity on the show, you can take us off the air.
All right, well, thanks. That was a lot of fun, Adam. And ladies and gentlemen, if you like these kind of shenanigans, you want to hear more of us and more of our podcasts, we post podcasts every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, wherever you get your podcasts. We also do it on YouTube if you want to see our lovely faces while we do this. If you want to be part of the team, if you want to be part of the Discord, want to connect with us, maybe play some Helldivers, whatever, you can find us at linktr.ee/pixelplaypodcast. Like I said, we've got Discords, Instagrams, we've got all that fun stuff. You can join us there. And yeah, we'd love to see you guys. Love to have you. We've got a great community, and it's only getting bigger. With that being said, thank you so much for listening, and we will see you all next week. Bye for now.